The 1.16 random seed glitchless world record is the most coveted achievement in Minecraft speedrunning and has been since the creation of the version. However, I personally think that an aspect of the category that isn't talked about as much as it should be is that what's just as important as the seed that is rolled is whether it falls into the hand of the right player. For as many like top RSG runners as there are in the world that could realistically get world record, there are 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 more runners that couldn't. If any of these runners rolled these now legendary seeds, these world records would never have happened. The opposite is also true. There are probably countless world record seeds that have been rolled by inferior runners that have been lost to time, played by runners who died, reset too early, or simply got a slower time. This concept has always fascinated me, so today I'm doing a little experiment. How fast can I, a borderline emerald ranked player at best, run these legendary world record seeds as if I was the one who rolled them in RSG for the first time? Some quick notes before we get into the video. I consider these blind attempts because I've never played any of these seeds, and I probably only watched them once when they first came out. And in the case of each run that isn't Lowkey's most recent world record, was over 2 years ago at this point, or close to 2 years ago. Doogile's run, I don't think I ever watched at all, at least not to my memory. I think that one is the only one that is fully blind. So yeah, even though they're not technically fully blind, I consider myself going into them blind because I have basically no information about the seed. I didn't remember anything about any of these seeds before I did them. Also, important disclaimer, I wasn't able to standardize the RNG of the trades and the rates when I played these for the first time. I mean, I put the world record seed as the RNG seed too. It just didn't work. It might have been the fact that I loaded the seed onto my ranked instance that interfered with it. I don't know. I'm very new to this stuff, and I only found out after I did all of the seeds, and I felt like it would be pretty disingenuous to do more runs after I get the standardization right, because the whole point is that I'm supposed to play the seeds as if I just rolled them in RSG, which would not be the case if I already did the run, obviously. And I didn't scrap the video entirely because I still felt like it was a valid experiment, since even though some of these trades might be a little better or a little worse, these are still like hyperlinear world record caliber seeds that you're going to play pretty similarly regardless. I think there's only one run that affected it in any like substantial way. Now with all that yapping out of the way, please enjoy. Alright, so the first world record seed we have is Doogile's world record, which is over 3 years old at this point, which is insane, by the way. This is the only world record in this video that is so old that I hadn't seen it before I recorded this video. The other 4 I had seen before because I was already in the speedrunning community at this point, but this one is so old that I wasn't in the speedrunning community. I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was probably a buried treasure seed just because obviously the fastest seed type and mapless buried treasure was already pretty established tech at this point, if I remember correctly. But like I was doing this knowing very, very well that I could be chasing a fake spike, which is funny. But yeah, I find it. It's on this chunk. I'm still really bad at finding mapless buried treasure. It's so funny rewatching the world record after I do my run, because they just do everything like a million times faster. Like they find this, Duke is already crafting at this point by the time that I find this. But yeah, obviously super good. I don't usually get TNT a lot in buried treasures, so I'm not super familiar with like where I should be placing my TNT. Like that was a terrible TNT, for example. I didn't place it in between 2 trees. I got 3 logs out of it. Yeah, I took so much damage from that, way more damage than I should have. But yeah, I obviously have enough for everything. These world record seeds, they're good, but I actually am used to playing seeds like this because of ranked. Like ranked seeds are like maybe not just as good. These world record seeds are really good, but like ranked seeds are also really, really good. So I am used to playing seeds like this. Yeah, I mined down some logs because I freaking didn't get any logs from my TNT because I suck at TNT. I look out for a ravine. It's right there. Warm ocean. I realized I should probably head down for gravel now rather than later. I get it immediately. And that's the one thing that that I didn't standardize is the rates and the trades. I already said obviously I couldn't because like I would have to re-record the video and then it's not a blind reaction to the seed, you know what I mean? Like I know how to play the seed already, so I felt like it would be pretty disingenuous. But yeah, low 2 enter for me. I think Doogile's is low 1, so I probably did it in around double the time that he took, which I think that's pretty accurate for most of the world records I did today. where like I take around double the time of the world record seed, which makes sense to me. I get the spike this way. This seed is probably the only seed where I had to pyrite, I think. I think all of the other seeds, both the fortress and the bastion, were immediately visible. I see that as housing. It's crazy how many world records are not housing. You would think that, like, they would all be housing just because it's the fastest, most consistent bastion, but the last 3 world records are not housing world records. Like, it was only Zylenox and Doogile that I played that had world records in housing. Loot this chest. My gold armor. I wanted to play it safe. I dug down in the safe hole because my goal going into this video was to, like, not... Obviously, I wasn't planning to beat or even come close to any of the times. I'm obviously not capable of that, but I just wanted to not embarrass myself. I wanted to not die, like, on every single seed and, like, or, like, get a non-sub 20 at any point, you know what I mean? Typical top-down housing route. Pretty standard. This seed was probably the hardest seed for me to play, which makes sense. It's probably the worst seed just because it's the oldest world record, and world records, the seeds have to get better and better for the seed to be world record because the time is getting, actually, I don't even know if that's necessarily true. Like, it is true that, like, the time is getting lower, so obviously seeds should have to be getting better. But also, as the players improve, I feel like the players are probably getting used to playing with non-optimal seeds and still getting really fast time. So I don't know. I didn't really say anything there. I just kind of, like, spoke. That's okay. I pyrite here. It's like 20 chunks away, which is by far the farthest fort out of any of these world record seeds. I think I've already said that. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. I'm so bad with pyrite. I had to, like, refresh it like 5 times there in order to get the correct chunk. And I have to organize my inventory. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. Fire res, right. This seed was the the low fire res seed. I get 2 fire res, which I assume should last me for the rest of the run. I was very wrong in that assumption. I do some very, very dumb things later in this run. It's this way. I don't know exactly which direction that is, but I figured out the direction. I realized that it's fully enclosed, so I need to go back up to find any terrain to the fortress, which is fun. Which, I mean, this is so annoying when you have to go back up. Luckily, there's an opening right here, so I don't have to go all the way back up. I throw this pearl. This pearl is terrible. It freaking clips the edge. I don't know exactly. I think it's because I jumped way too late. Like, I should be jumping way earlier there for my jump pearl. And it made it so I took a bunch of damage on a seed where I couldn't really afford to take much damage. I can't throw nearly as many pearls now to get to the fort quicker. I know exactly what I'm organizing. I'm trying to craft. I fail. I see the fort right there. I don't know why I don't pearl in here. Like, this is a pretty easy pearl, I feel like. I'm still not pearling in. Pretty open fortress. Pretty chill. I have all the blocks in the world from the 8 TNT I blew up because I had to blow up all of them because I couldn't get all the logs in one tree. Kill this stray. Also not something that I can standardize at all. Strays. I get this spawner here, which I'm pretty sure this is also the spawner that he played in the world record as well, but I obviously play it much worse. Another thing that makes it the that pearl mess up bad is because, like, I would probably be splashing my first fire res right around here. You know what I mean? Whereas I had to splash it early in order to survive. Not splash it. Drink it early in order to survive that. And so because of that, on a seed with only 2 fire res, like, the amount of time that I can play the spawner with fire res is way lower, so it's just unfortunate. A single blaze bed. I get this lava pillar here. I'm not even sure if he gets this in the world record. I don't think he blaze beds, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But yeah, I get this lava pillar. This wastes a lot of time. It's so annoying because, like, I'm trying my best, but, like, all I can really do is wait for the lava to flow down. Like, it's an unskippable cutscene, basically. Like, none of this putting out the fire is going to matter at all, really. I see the gas right here. I tried to... There we go. I'm not sure what I'm crafting here. My anchors, okay. Yeah, a ton of beds. Enough to zero cycle, but I figured out that I couldn't zero cycle upon enter. I'm on 4 hunger bars and no food, and this is going to become very important once I have to splash my second fire res. The diamond pick is so nice for clearing out, though. Like, I love diamond pick seeds. They're so easy. I splash my second fire res here. I blind. I think I enter. Yeah, I enter. This is a massive misplay. I should just force getting all of the rest of the blaze rods before my fire res runs out, because I get caved here and I have to dig all the way back up, measure, and then go all the way back down, and by that point the fire res is already up. Like, I knew this at this point in time, but I made the misplay of going into the blind. As soon as I saw that I got caved, to be honest, I should have just headed back in. Like, if I had the presence of mind to do that, like, that would have been way better. But yeah, I hunger reset, I throw an extra pearl because I hotkeyed to the wrong slot. I realized that, yes, I still have to measure eyes. I do boat eye. Set up the settings here. I get a good measurement, which makes sense because the blind is so close. Like, there's no way that I was going to have to throw 2 eyes. I threw another one just to make sure. Like I said, my biggest goal with this challenge is to not embarrass myself. Like, not give an embarrassing showing for the non-top runners. So, I decided to measure another eye, just in case, to make sure that it was fully accurate. And I can't miss the stronghold. Because if I miss the stronghold, it's disastrous. I'd rather take the extra, like, 10-20 seconds to measure another eye and not miss the stronghold for sure. At this point, my fire ice has already run out because I decided to measure, like, 5 eyes. Just to be extra certain. And now I'm entering the nether with no fire res. And I decide to hunger reset here, I think. Yeah. I also decide to craft a shield because obviously I'm going to have to craft a shield in order to get the rest of my rods. One of them broke too, which is annoying, which means that just means 1 extra rod. And I'm so bad at playing with shield, just because I'm so ranked pilled. Like, I never have to play seeds where there's just no fire res, really. Like, it's very rare, at least. So this is a bit of a disaster. I'm already at 11 minutes, by the way. And I still am not heading for the stronghold yet, which is not the pace that I would like to be on, typically. Like, I typically, like, at minimum, want to be at the stronghold at around 12 minutes, 11 minutes, so... Not today, thank you. Pulling out the not today, thank you, and a world record seed. Check the direction I have to go. I pearl hang. I wanted to make sure that I didn't land in lava, because obviously no fire res. But that pearl hang, like, there's no way that's going to miss the platform. I get a 2 spawn, which I don't know how. This is like a basically fully cleared blaze spawner. I shake my mouth just because I'm so frustrated with the situation I put myself in. At least it makes it easier to deal with the skeleton. That's a positive. I throw out my extra crafting table that I crafted. Why am I not putting out this fire? Okay, there. Jesus. I get everything set up. All I can do really is wait at this point. I've already threw my pearl. It's just an unskippable cutscene of waiting for blazes to spawn. Oh, I fall into the 1 block hole I build up with crying obby. Jesus Christ. I promise this is the worst I'm gonna play in this video. Which, I'm not a very good player, but like, I'm not this bad, I promise you. I get 2 rods, my inventory's too full. It might burn the rods if the blaze fireballs me, but luckily it doesn't. More blazes spawn directly on me. I'm at 2 hearts at this point. Like, I need to play it extra safe. I need to go back into the overworld to hunger reset because I don't want to burn an anchor. I remember this now, yeah. Jesus Christ. My 3rd hunger reset. I haven't even went to the stronghold yet. On buried treasure food too. Like, this is not like a super low food type. But I guess for me it is, because like typically when you think of low food seeds, like obviously RP, if you don't get any animals, you're kind of screwed in terms of food. But like Desert Temple, the reason why people typically consider a low food is because it's low saturation. Like you get a lot of rotten flesh, but rotten flesh is not good, obviously, for throwing pearls. But because I'm so slow, rotten flesh is usually a lot of food for me. You know what I mean? Because I can afford to wait for saturation. Whereas for a top runner, like where it's just always go, 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 like rotten flesh is really bad food for them. Like worse food than it would be for me, for example. Yeah, I'm at the stronghold. The pearl hang was basically perfect. I get put in starter. Recently, I've had a really bad thing happen to me where it's like I always get put in not starter, which obviously is not good. I mean, it can be good if you like get put close to the portal room, but it's just RNG. Yeah, the nav's really easy. Stronghold's very linear. I decide to hunger reset here because I have 0 mats. I don't know what I'm checking at this point. Oh, right. I don't want to waste pearls, I guess. Which, I mean, I have 8 pearls. It's more than enough, but... Oh, no, I'm stupid. The reason why I decided not to waste pearls is because I have 5 eyes and I still haven't crafted all my eyes. Okay, that makes way more sense. So yeah, because of my pearl situation, I can't 0. Or, like, maybe I can 0 if it's a really easy 0. But with the 0 eye, it's very, very unlikely. Not the 0 eye, what am I saying? And I get a cage spawn anyway. I check, it's 056. I don't know pearl clip yet, so this is just not a 0able end for me. But... At this point, like, I'm just like, okay, let's just complete the run. After everything that's happened, like, let's just not choke. You know what I mean? I've recently been getting into the habit, I think this is good, of not pre-placing anchors. Because it just takes more time to get your half bow started. Which means, more time where the dragon, like, is less likely to perch, basically. And... I can just place my anchors while I'm doing the 1 cycle if I really need to, if I'm good enough. Like, pre-placing anchors is only for someone that's... They're only for people that are really uncomfortable with anchor placement, and at this point, I'm pretty comfortable with it after practicing it a lot, so... It's just the correct move, I think, to not pre-place anchors. That's why all the top runners do it. Yeah. At this point, the run is out of my hands. I'm waiting for the perch. I think I get it pretty quick. Yep, right here. And I have a billion explosives, so I cannot mess this up. I go super early just to make sure that the dragon doesn't break the bed. That's like the only way I can fail this at this point. I have the worst explosives ever, but it just doesn't matter. I have 10 explosives. And bam. Dougile's world record completed in not over, but around double the time that he took. The second world record seed I'm doing today, Zylenox's seed, which was the first world record seed that I actually watched while I was in the speedrunning community. Like, I had known of the world record happening when it came out. Like, I got the YouTube recommendation or whatever. I knew it was a buried treasure seed. Like, I think the only one that's not only a buried treasure seed out of all these world record seeds I'm playing so far is NoFear's run, where it's an RP. I think all the other ones are BT only, which I mean it makes sense. It's just the best RSG seed. I think I get lost for a while. Yeah, I get lost. I'm so bad at buried treasure, but I find out that it's right here. I think maybe I got. Yeah, no, I remember I got this wrong. I'm looking for 9-9. I'm so bad at finding 9-9. This already looks off to me, just because, like, it's all dirt. And bam, no BT, so I have to remeasure to get a more accurate measurement. I spin around. This is the surefire way. Well, aside from this obvious formation with the sticking out, I don't even know what block that is, but it's sticking out. And there's just no way that's not a buried treasure. But like if you don't see that obvious formation, the best way to be 100% sure that it's a buried treasure in the chunk that you're on is when you spin around and there's a spike in all directions. Because at that point, like, there's just no way that's not the BT seed. I have to dig in leaves in order to to get these trees. I do place a better TNT this time though. I actually get 2 trees. But it's still not enough for me to craft everything and still have wood left over for explosives. So I do have to mine more trees. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Oh, I can't make a shovel because... Oh, I make a hoe. Perfect. So now I can't make shears. Which I was planning to do. Like, typically, when you see 12... when you see 12 iron, I'm trying to go pickaxe, shears. I have it, like, memorized at this point. Like, 13 iron is all the tools plus shears. 12 is, like, pickaxe, shears, and, like, so on and so forth. The ravine's right here. I know that it's not, it's not standardized because, what's it called, in Zylenox's world record, he infamously got the flint on his first try, and obviously I didn't right there, but it's okay. I do the L shape. And I'm entering the nether. I think it's slower than Duke's, than what I entered for. Oh my god, I can't speak. What I entered on Duke's world record, just because I am stuck spinning around in the overworld for a minute because I can't find the buried treasure, so... Obviously, Zylenox seed, super duper good. You see both the housing and the fortress on spawn. I have a distraction gold too, like, it's perfect. To justify this, like, I know that I shouldn't have to write down the direction when the fortress is right behind the bastion. But I, like, really, really didn't want to embarrass myself, okay? Like, I didn't want to get lost finding the fortress for 2 minutes, which, I mean, that shouldn't even be possible on a seed like this, but just in case, you know what I mean? The micro, like, 1 second time loss that I lose off of writing that down isn't gonna matter. Obviously, I do the safe hole here, just like I did before with Duke Seed. I have 3 gold blocks worth of gold before even starting the route. The seed's really good. And then I do typical top-down housing route. I know that Doog played Manhunt on his seed, which his seed was very manhuntable. I'm not exactly sure what Zylenox did, but he might have played Manhunt as well. I know Manhunt is just the correct play if you're playing for world record like they were. But for me, like I said, I'm trying not to embarrass myself. Top-down is super consistent, super easy, so I just decided to go with it for both times. But Manhunt is just much faster, like, if you get the trades and stuff. Another thing that I was very pleasantly surprised to see is the 7 salmon, whereas on Duke's seed, I think I got, like, 2 cod, 2 salmon, maybe. And that's what led to the precarious situations and the 3 hunger resets. So, like, 7 salmon, like, I can't mess this up, you know what I mean? Like, this is so much food. That's, I think, one of the biggest flaws with my game right now, is that I take so much unnecessary damage. Like, so much unnecessary preventable damage. I don't know what I was trying to craft there. I see a flint and steel and a stick, in my crafting in my crafting grid. That is not a thing you can craft. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to do here. Oh, I'm trying to get my lava bucket. I think? I don't know. I'm a mystery player. I watch back my own footage and like, what am I doing? So much. I get all the trades that I need. I've been disconnected due to being AFK. I was playing ranked like right before this to warm up, so you have to forgive me for that. I have everything that I need, and I'm just leaving. I better not pyrite. Yeah, I don't pyrite, obviously. I kind of stumble around here for... Oh, I remember. I failed this pearl. I was trying to pearl on block clutch. I tried to do it again. Pearl, block clutch. I fall again, bro. And I freaking shake my mouse because I just took like 10 hearts of damage. For no reason. There was so much wrong with what I did. First of all, I went down, even though there's no terrain down. You have to go up in order to get to the fortress. And to go up, I tried to do these risky-ass pearls. And I fail both times. It's still going to be a sub-7 fort enter, which for me is not too bad. Just because it's just such an easy... It's just such an easy fortress location. Like, the spawner is right there. Get this stray right here. Pretty standard right here. I do the single blaze bed. It's so annoying when I have to like build this out without soul speed, which happens to me way more often than I'd like to admit, considering you should get soul speed from every single trade. Every single time you trade, just because of the iron boot soul speed trade. But yeah, I mean the rates were really good. The one thing that I couldn't standardize. There's nothing really to say about this. This is just very standard spawner play. Let's single blaze bed. Build my portal. This was a much easier spawner split for me because not only was it open, also the rates were good. So I didn't have to deal with any unfortunate situations. I also don't get caved. Very nice. I do -7 there because my measurement was really off, but it's okay. I still got the stronger coordinates. That's all that matters. And just like that, I'm leaving the fortress at around 9 minutes to go to the stronghold, which is pretty good pace for me. Like, my fastest stronghold enter, I think is around, like, sub-9, maybe. And my fastest end enter is 9:23. Per rank, that is, obviously. Not RSG. So this is pretty decent pace for me, even for a ranked seed. Which makes sense, it's the world record seed, but... I'm just on the cores after these 2 pearls. After a little bit of bridging, I'm about 10 blocks off. And I'm entering the stronghold at around a low 9. I get my stuff set up. Usually in ranked, I change my render distance not in the settings, but with the F3 shortcut. But I know in RSG, like, you can change it with the settings just because it's in-game time, not RTA, so like it saves more time that way. I make my explosives. Very important to do that before you enter the end. I was thinking of 0 cycling, but I was like, no. Like, 6 explosives, I'm not super confident. I see that it's ocean exposed. I actually checked Zylenox's world record after this. He doesn't actually go ocean exposed like I do, which, I mean, I look at this massive room, and then I hear the silverfish. Obviously, this is the portal room. But he actually nabs this stronghold normally, which is obviously much harder than just this going out in the ocean and looking for it. My hunger reset here. Put all my stuff on. Tons of armor means I can take more damage from beds doing one cycle. I craft my eyes. And then here, something very, very unfortunate happens. This was gonna be like maybe at the worst, like a 13-minute run around that, which my ranked PB is 11:24, so that's pretty decent for me. I dropped my axe. Good job. And then evil things happen to me on this fountain. I go to place the obsidian. Yeah. At first, I thought this was my fault. Look at what I do here. At first, I thought this was my fault, but let's go examine this recording after this to show what really happened. This is a mistake that I've made before, so that's why I'm so upset at myself, because I feel like it's my fault. I make the whole of shame. And the reason why I was so upset at this, because this is the one thing that I wanted to happen the least, like to embarrass myself, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay if my time isn't super fast, but if I die, like, that's more embarrassing. Especially in a way like that. But, let's go look at this recording real quick. I'm going to slow this down. Hello? Okay, there. Okay, well, this is really slow, but we'll have to sit through it to see. So I place this right here, right? Obviously. I hotkey to my 7 slot, which is my obsidian. Clearly. Bed. How am I supposed to prevent that? It was literally a visual bug in the game. I thought that I had hotkeyed to the wrong slot, which is why I was so mad at myself. Okay, I don't need to play this anymore. I thought that I had hotkeyed to the wrong slot, which is why I was so mad at myself. But no, it was a visual bug in the game. I had hotkeyed to my 7 slot, but it turns out that the bed was in my 7 slot, not the obsidian, even though it looks like the obsidian is. So that made me feel a little bit better about myself, that it was not my fault. Now we get into NoFear seed, which, in my opinion, is the most egregious mess up for me, because I didn't know that I put in the seed, but I didn't know that the negative was something that you had to include in the seed. Like, I thought NoFear was just putting that there for no reason. But I ended up rolling a random seed, which obviously was not the world record seed, and I was like, huh, what's going on? So I went to check the video, and I saw that it's supposed to be the negative. And I watched too far into the video, and I saw immediately where the buried treasure was. So, because of that, I do know I did not have to scan for my run, because I knew where the buried treasure was, because I watched too far into the video. So, I'm sorry. That is on me. But that is just one part of the run, obviously. I stopped as soon as I saw where the buried treasure was, watching the video. So yeah, I saw the buried treasure. The buried treasure was in a really weird spot too. I don't know if I would have found that normally, but it's okay. 15 iron, obviously way more than enough. I decided to make a gold axe here, which I immediately regretted because I made an iron axe right after. But the gold axe is faster at mining wood, so it's like not a terrible decision. Except I throw it out. Okay, well, I should just shut up. I don't know why I threw out the gold axe, because I could have just mined wood way faster. And then thrown it out later. But I get enough wood to last a lifetime here, just because I... Actually, I don't know why. I guess it's just to be safe. I assume that it's a ravine seed. I didn't remember that it was a home portal seed. So I go out, and then I immediately see the ruined portal. I was like, huh, that's weird. I was trying to see if it was completable or not. or if it was worth going to. I look at here, and this looks really weird for like a world record seed. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the Ruin Portal. Even though at this point, like, I didn't remember the last time I watched NoFear's run was when it came out, like 2 years ago. So I didn't remember that it was a Ruin Portal seed. But I decided to go for the RP anyway. I was thinking worst case scenario, if it's not enterable, I will just go back out to the ravine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, 6 golden carrots, like, on top of the BT food. Like, it's way more food than any person could ever need for a run. I go down to get flint. I get pretty bad flint rates. I think NoFear's run is also the most egregious example of the rates not being standardized affecting the run greatly. Because I don't home portal any seed, and you'll see why when I get into the Bastion. And obviously, NoFear's world record is infamous for being a home portal world record. I continue to break flint here. Obviously, he did not have to do this in his video. His flint rates were much better. I get these gold blocks. Well, first I build the portal, and then I get these gold blocks. I realize that I messed up making the portal, so I have to make a regular lava pool here. That camera shake is always a telltale sign that things are going extremely well. I placed my boat instead of my wood. That was a good move, I think. Also, something to note, I made shears. The shears are in my hotbar, and I have 0 leaves in my inventory. That's really nice, I think. I think this run is played very well. So yeah, I make the lava pool. It's much slower than if I were to make it with the U, but I am in the nether at 328, which surprisingly is actually not the slowest enter you're going to see today, which I think is a testament to my incredible skill. I see the fortress immediately upon enter. I write down the the direction of it. I'm shaking because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is the farthest Bastion, I'm pretty sure, out of all of the world record seeds. I have to run quite a ways to get there. Not quite a ways. Not a lot for a world record seed, but I see that it's a treasure. I remember that, yes, this is a treasure world record. And then I think I remember that pretty much all the world records after this were non-housing, which is surprising. I go to the wrong side. Good job, me. I do some nice movement here. Not to toot my own horn at all. And then I start the treasure. I enter the Bastion like barely sub 5, which is like so bad, but it's okay. I drop here. I wanted to place a block so I can get to the right position, but I just fell on the piglins, which is unfortunate. I do the regular treasure route. I get interrupted by that crossbow pig here, but this is pretty standard for treasure. I know a lot of people break the gold block before they open up the pathway in between both ramparts. I'm not good enough for that yet. Like, it's something that I'll have to incorporate into my muscle memory at some point. But right now, I do not do that. I mean, I get a lot of pigs each way. It's just slower. You know what I mean? The treasure, I think when I first got into speedrunning, it wasn't my least favorite Bastion. I think Stables was. But now that I know what I'm doing, like, at least a little bit, treasure is my least favorite, just because of the spawner. You have to break the spawner sometimes to see the fortress, whereas Stables, that's not the case. The reason why Stables was my least favorite for a while is just because it was so complicated. There's so many gaps. Like, I see some people say that, like, Stables is the biggest barrier to entry into the MCSR community for beginners, which I don't know if I agree with the biggest barrier, but it's definitely the most confusing Bastion, like, out of all of them by far. Like, it's a pretty big barrier of entry. that you have to learn 6 variants for a triple the gap route in order for it to be consistent. I would say that the biggest barrier is absolutely the calculator, though. Like, the Ninja Brain bot, it's so confusing to use. It misses so much if you don't have the right perfect settings and stuff. It's so technical. Like, that just has to be the biggest barrier, right? I check the direction to pearl hang towards. I pearl hang towards it. I decide to organize my inventory a little, and here is the biggest egregious example of the trades coming into play. 21 obsidian. I think he got 17 out of all the golds in his run. Which I didn't remember that it was a home portal seed, so I was just like thinking this was normal, like. But yeah. I go east, go to the fortress. I think if I remember correctly, I get really confused going to the fort, which is so dumb, because like I just need to go the direction that I went to get to the bastion, to get to the fortress. Like, I go this way. Why do I go this way? Like, I should know that this is not the direction. And I get lost here for a while. Luckily, I have infinite food, basically, so me pearling doesn't really punish me that much, but I get lost around here and then realize, oh wait, no, I came in through this way. Like, this is not the direction I should go to the fort to. 8-minute fortress enter, really not good. Most of it was due to the overworld, but some of it due to how I played the terrain towards the fortress as well. I see that there's a beautiful double spawner. Again, here is an example of the trades, the trades and raids not being standardized, affecting the run. I know NoFear infamously goes 6 for 6. A lot of world records go really good blaze rates. I don't go for 6 for 6, so I end up blaze bedding. I do a lot of things that he ends up doing. It just is what it is, you know what I mean? I decide to craft the nether bricks here, which I should be crafting like after I spawn them in. Like, that's just way faster. Because like the overlap is there, but whatever. My inventory is stuffed because I'm so bad at managing inventory. I threw out my nether bricks that I just crafted. Like, what am I doing? I don't think my rates were terrible. They just weren't 6 for 6. I decided to do the open variation. It's always awkward on these, like, half open, half closed. Because ideally you want to do open. But sometimes, like you just have to do closed on these half open, half closed. And it's so awkward because you have to, like, build in the closed section. I trapped the blaze down there with my soul sand. That's good, I think. I deal with another lava pillar. That obviously NoFear didn't have to deal with because he didn't blaze bed. I think I craft here, yeah, that makes sense. I am running out of stuff to throw in my inventory. I get a 2 spawn here. I mean, I guess it's just the fire on the right. That's probably like the biggest... I mean, obviously, the fire is the biggest deciding factor of whether blazes spawn or not. But, like, I didn't know that for a while. Like, I thought it was just the amount of blocks. But, no, fire is absolutely the most important part of the blaze bed split. Which I really should be putting out the fire to my left here, but I end up not doing it. I blind. Or not blind. Yeah, I blind. Get a beautiful 4 spawn. The rates are not great, though. And my blind ends up being like 11 minutes, which is super slow for me. At least for, like, ranked standards. And the reason why I'm comparing this to ranked is just because, like, ranked, it's intended to give you, like, good RSG seeds, basically. Like, the whole point of ranked is it's filtered, but it's not like FSG, where it's, like, the most ridiculous seeds of all time. It's supposed to give you seeds that are actually rollable in real RSG runs. I get caved. It's like a mountain, which obviously NoFear did not have to deal with this because he home portaled. You know that the run is cooked when you blind and it's nighttime. Like it's so depressing. I get the measurement in one eye, which is good. I dig down here, which I shouldn't be digging down here. I should be entering where I came from, but it's okay. I took a screenshot too. I think that was really important. I take so many screenshots due to speedrunning. Like there's so much F3 stuff. F2 is right next to it. So I take so many unnecessary screenshots. I dig back out because I realize this is not the way in. And I look around for the way in a lot. This was really bad. This is why you should always leave some indicator of where you dig up when you get caged, so that way you don't get lost on your way down. Like it's one of those things where it's like a really micro time loss, and it'll save you a lot of time if you end up getting lost. So like same thing with like writing the fortress direction down in the chat. Like it's a microsecond time loss that you might save if you don't write it down, obviously, but it is just better if you like get lost to the fortress. Like it's the same kind of concept. I realize I have 12 eyes here. I can go now. Rain is beautiful. I see a wonderful platform that I can pull on to where I'm basically on cords already. And I only have to bridge out a couple blocks, and then I build my portal. Perfect. My post-blind split, I feel like, is much better than my, like, pre-blind split, just because I practice it so much on MPK. Like, I just, like, spam Fortress to End splits, like, a lot on MPK to practice. I do a lot of, preemptiving, only for it to be the most linear easy nav of all time. Like, just go right, and it's, like, 2 rooms away. It's a 4-eye, which I was pretty surprised by that in the moment, because I didn't remember. Front, open. At this moment, when I entered the end, I remembered that this was the first 0 world record, which made me even more confident to go for it. It's front 85, super, super easy. I push 95, and I get there in time with a couple of seconds to spare. Ton of explosives, so easy. I felt pretty confident because NoFear hit this in a time when there weren't even bow zeros. Like, 0 was a pretty rare thing to see. Not rare, but less common than it is now. And I finished the run faster than I finished any run up to this point. Obviously, the Zylenox run was going to be much faster than this if my inventory didn't glitch out, but sub 15. Okay, next we have Drip's world record, which I think it probably is the longest standing world record in speedrunning history, if I were to guess. Maybe Brentilda's was close, but like this, a year and a half is insane. I doubt that we will ever get a speedrunning world record that stands for that long, up until maybe the final one that kills the category. I see the obvious buried treasure here. Drip Seed was a special experience comparatively to the rest of the world records, because it felt even like especially linear and easy, even compared to other world records. Obviously he did not get that drowned in his run, but yeah, this seed, it's super linear, super easy. Like everything is immediate. Like there's no confusion as to where to go at all. Diamond pickaxe, 2 TNT, tons of food. It's a beautiful 4 salmon, 4 cod PT. Yeah. I mean, very easy. And I think it ended up being my fastest time out of all the seeds, which makes sense. I have to grab more wood here because my TNT wasn't good enough, and I wasn't going to place another one just for a couple more wood. I see the ravine. It's pretty big, so chances are it's real. It's also like the only ravine nearby that I spotted, so this is a pretty fast BT enter for me. I mean, it's just very easy. Like, everything is, like, you can spot the buried treasure immediately. The formation is clear. I do get kind of rolled on flint rates here, which I'm not sure what flint rates that he got in his video, but I don't think it was that bad. I look around a little bit. I was a bit worried that there wasn't going to be any L-shapes, but there ends up being an L-shape here. I just have to mine this, and then it's, like, perfect. It's 2 deep, like, super, super easy. And just like that, a low 2 enter for me, which is pretty good as far as buried treasures go. Enter the nether, bang, insta-bastion. I can bridge. I have tons of blocks from BT. It's a treasure bastion, which, I mean, normally I'm a little scared of treasure bastion in terms of, like, not seeing the fortress. But I knew, like, this is the world record seed. Like, I'm sure I'll see the fortress at some point. It won't be another Pyre situation, like with Doogile seed. I go a little further here, and boom, I spot it. I write down the direction, north. From here on out, super easy treasure. I have gold to distract. Like, I literally have everything that I could have wanted. Aside from maybe, like, gold armor, but honestly, for treasure, I think not having gold armor is better just because of piglin manipulation, like the aggro and stuff. It's crazy that there are 2 world records that have treasure. Like, that's insane. I mean, treasure isn't, if you see the fortress, it's pretty fast and consistent, to be honest. Like, the only thing that might screw you over is, I think it probably is the bastion with the least amount of gold. On average, that is. I mean, obviously, stables, no triples, double bad, yep. But, like, on average, it probably is the bastion with the least amount of gold, so you have to get the most lucky with trades, but aside from that, it's pretty fast and pretty consistent, if you see the fortress, so. Like, it surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me at the same time, that 2 world records, recent world records have had treasure. I love how I F3 seed on every single seed, even though I knew that I probably wasn't home portaling. I mean, to be fair, NoFear, like, that world record had home portal in it, but I wasn't expecting home portal a lot, but I just do it from muscle memory at this point. Craft my nether brick. For my pearls. I throw a pearl hang. Make sure I actually go the right direction there. Beautiful obby chest. Gives me my crossbow as well from half bow. I need to get into the habit of crafting a bow every single time, because right now I like wait to see if I get a crossbow from the chest, and only then do I decide to craft a bow or not. Which I think bow is just better, like, especially for like 0 +1s, which I haven't learned yet. Like, I will need to get into the habit of crafting bow every single time. I decided not to get this extra backup here because I probably will just get enough trades, which I do. And, I mean, I just need a couple more fire res, and then I can leave. Which I take forever to empty my inventory, so that's nice. Boom. That's enough. I don't land in the lava, which is really good, because if you land in the lava, you just have to swim up, and it's an unskippable cutscene. I use that term a lot, I've noticed, but on speedrunning there is a lot of unskippable cutscenes, which sucks for when you want to complete the game as fast as possible. I probably could have thrown this pearl earlier, like I knew that the fort was right there, it's just, I wanted to be safe, I guess. I build for like 8 years here, but it's okay. The spawner's right there. Triple stack, rare. I click like 6 clicks per second. Like, I cannot do high CPS stuff. Okay, I'm 3 for 3 so far. Rates aren't dependent on the seed. They're just random because I couldn't standardize them, unfortunately, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I have all the explosives I could ever need. I have all the food I could ever need. Like, it's super linear, easy spawner play. Do I even blaze? I'm assuming I blaze bed here. Yeah. I forget to craft my birch logs to craft the rest of my beds. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was actually the right play there, I think. I wait to kill this blaze, and then I blaze bed. That's always so annoying when, like, your blaze bed takes too long and you have to wait, and you just waste the whole cycle, basically, of having a blaze bedded spawner versus a non-blaze bedded spawner. I run out. No, I don't. I lied. I was about to say I run out of soft blocks, and then I see the two stacks, the stack of dirt and stack of soul sand in my inventory. And boom, I have everything. Now I can blind, 7-minute blind, very fast for me, even for ranked standards. Oh, I'm stuck looking for my flint and steel. Perfect. I am starting. This is not something I've adopted very often, but I am starting to place my boat in the portal animation instead of like after I go into the overworlds. Recently, I have to throw 2 eyes here, unfortunately. But yeah, that's definitely the next step for making my blind split faster, is just overlapping the setting up the boat eye with the portal animation. 819 blind, super easy. I mean, 819, like, I've started to realize more and more as I speedrun more, like, it's the distance doesn't really matter as much as the terrain does. Like, obviously, if it's 2K, like, it's not going to be super fast regardless of how good the terrain is. But, like, if it's, like, 1,500 or less, like, it's all dependent on terrain. Like, a 500 blind can be worse than a 1,500 blind, depending on what the terrain is. Also depending on pearl count, food, etc. So, like, the distance doesn't automatically make something super fast. I mean, I guess if you have, like, a 300 blind, like, you can kind of just walk there. Even if you dig, like, it's still pretty fast, but like, terrain is way more important. Nice. I build my portal with nether brick. I think that's optimal. And yeah, I mean, sub 9 strongholds, easily sub 9 stronghold. This is the fastest stronghold enter I've ever had on any seed type, whether it be ranked or an RSG. And unfortunately, I don't get placed in starter, which happens to me more than I'd like to admit, not being placed in starter. I don't know if it's something with my boat eye, but I find starter decently quickly. But I do get lost in this stronghold for a while, unfortunately. I think it's the only stronghold that I get lost in for an extended period of time, or at least 5 runs. I check, I'm trying to go left, I'm pretty sure at this point, because I check, and my spike is left. I rescan here, I'm getting a kind of decent reading, straightforward here, but I kind of am indecisive. I struggle to commit to a direction because I know that portal rooms can't spawn super far from starter, so I don't want to go like super deep. But at the same time, like sometimes the portal rooms can just be deep, like, you know what I mean. So it's hard to make decisions. That's why my strongholds are always pretty like scatterbrained, to be honest. I decided to go right here. It's away from the spike, but I'm just wondering if I got a fake spike or not. I'd check for any lights. I struggle. I decide not to commit to this direction. I go back to starter to reset. I do this a lot whenever I'm lost in a stronghold. I decide to commit to that right spike that I'm getting. I think. I kill this skeleton for some reason. I go to where the portal is. I think I'm wormholing back to mid, I think, if I remember correctly. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just a mess, but whatever. At this point, I'm kind of like doing guesswork because like I've explored the major paths in all the directions, and then bam, I see it to the right. So the right spike was the one that was real, but I have everything pre-crafted except for my anchors. And luckily, I have enough wood to grab a crafting table because I didn't have a crafting table originally. A stronghold split is definitely one that I need to improve. I know there's like technical things with like hitboxes and hovering on blocks and stuff that I just don't know about. I also just need to. I mean, I need to learn my spikes, but I also kind of know what my spikes look like after repeated practice. Like it's like like a little less than half of the pie chart. I realized that I got here way too late. My pearl wasn't good enough, so I decided to ditch here and wait for the perch. Which I mean, this is gonna sub 15, sub 13 either way. So set up for half bow. My 8:30 stronghold turns into I think a 10:30 end enter around that time, or maybe low 10, which is very unfortunate. My sub 10 pace was killed, but oh well. I struggle to... It's because I get so used to arrows, like the trajectory of arrows, because I use MPK a lot. And on MPK, I force myself to craft a bow. I don't give myself a crossbow, so... I keep mind of my health here. I can't pearl in. I have to walk in. And now I just wait. It's out of my hands at this point. Boom, there's the snap. It looked diagonal at first, but no, it's pretty centered. Oh, it's a beautiful first bed, beautiful second bed. Oh, it flips because of how bad those beds were. But I have so many explosives, it just doesn't matter, so... Not sub 13, barely, but the fastest run that I have today. The final run that I have today, Lowkey's world record, which I still think is like one of the most insane world records to ever exist in MCSR history, just because he literally ran for a week and he got this. Whereas there's people that have been grinding for years, like it's insane. I mean, to be fair, the seed that he got, it might be the worst seed out of any... Actually, no, Doogile's is probably the worst, but it might be the second worst seed. It's still good, super easy buried treasure to find, but, like, I struggled on the seed just because of the ravine proximity. Like, I couldn't find, a good ravine. You'll see later. But yeah, insane that he got a sub 7 after literally a week of running. I mean, I guess that's what 3-time playoff winner gets you. I craft because I don't get TNT. It's one of the only seeds where I don't get TNT. I have to actually mine wood. But obviously more than enough iron. I get shears. I do struggle sometimes with deciding whether to commit to shears on a seed where you just don't have everything. Obviously on this seed, 17 iron is more than enough for everything. But like, let's say you get 11 iron. Like, do you commit to making all tools, or do you get shears? Like, I struggle sometimes with that. But I tend to err on the side of caution for blocks and stuff, so... I look around for maybe potential ravines. I see something that looks good here, but I honestly should have expected it to be not good. First of all, I didn't turn up my ED, which ends up mattering a lot, because obviously that helps you spot kelp for ravine navigation, but... I forgot to do it here. I look at this ravine, which looks real at first, but then I was like, okay, that's way too small, and it's obviously fake. So now I'm boating aimlessly, which has not happened to me yet in any of these 5 runs. So I'm very sad whenever this happens, because this just feels so out of your control. Lowkey's ravine... His enter was not super fast. Like, it was fast, obviously, but, like, world record pace, like, you would not have expected that based on his enter. So it makes sense that this is the one seed out of the many today that I've struggled with ravine navigation with, just because like it's not as obvious as it is for the other seeds, not as linear. I decided to explore this tiny divot here. It's not even like a ravine. I don't know why I checked that one. I wonder when I noticed the entity distance thing. Like, I should be noticing here, because those things are... Yep, look at that. I find a little ravine here. I decide to commit to this because I was like, okay, what do I have to lose? Like, yeah, here I finally noticed the entity distance thing. And here, I see that there are no L-shapes, which I don't know 2x1 yet. So, I just can't enter. And that's a massive punish for committing to that. And now I just boat around. I do wonder, I think it is like a 4+ minute enter, if I remember correctly. I boat around for a while. I'm not even sure if I got the intended ravine. Okay, intended isn't the right word because it's not ranked, but the ravine that he went down. I'm not even sure if I got the right ravine. I might have, but in this ravine, it's so massive. There's no way there's not a single L shape. I decide to go down for gravel only to realize I already have flint in my inventory. This is a clean L shape. There's no protruding blocks that block like that make it so that you have to fix any of the portal. It's nice, clean, 2 deep, and it's a low 4 enter. I think the best pace that anyone's ever been on, probably. Seven salmon, tons of food, way more than enough for the rest of the seed. I do remember, this is the seed that I remember the best just because it happened only a couple months ago. I only watched the world record one time, but it's the seed that I remember the best. I know it's a bridge enter. I know he goes for 6 for 6 in the fort, which I don't, because of the non-standardization, but yeah, super, super linear. I do also remember that he doesn't enter at the chalice, which is an interesting play. He loots the triple first, which, I mean, in my opinion, you should always start at the chalice, but obviously, who am I to argue with Lowkey? I run down the chalice. I deal with these angry pigs at me. I've had many a situation in ranked before where I am on the chalice and there's terrain behind me for the pigs to easily access me, and I have no idea what to do in those situations. Like, I'm fully lost. Usually I just lava bucket and kill them because, like, that's the only thing I can think of doing. Because, like, if they can just easily access me... Oh, -1 gold block. If they could just easily access me, like, what do I do about that? Like, I can't distract them forever with gold. Like, I'd have to throw them, like, 20 gold. So I just kill them. Which is not... It's absolutely not the fastest way of doing it, but it's okay. It's double, triple. I decide to do DK whenever it's double, triple, just because is the route that I'm more comfortable with. I think Crack Smoker might be faster. On average, like the route start, you know what I mean, is faster. And obviously Sug's faster than both of them, but I don't know how to do Sug. I take a tick of magma damage there for fun. And then I realized I messed up by building... The reason why I built with magma blocks here is because I don't like the interaction when, like, leaves burn on bridge. And then the pigs can't get across, so I decided to build with magma blocks. And then I realized that pigs can't step on magma blocks, which is fun. I get these pigs down here, I aggro them. I'm confused for a second there, but I eventually make my way up. Lowkey's beating the seed, or no, he isn't beating the seed, but he's pretty close to beating the seed. He's in the 0 cycle. He's probably killed the dragon at this point, and I'm in the bastion looting the triples, which is fun. See, yeah, this is what I mean. Like, this is why I don't think it's good to loot the triples first, because, like, you can just overlap the pigs trading with looting them anyway, you know what I mean? Like, it's just time loss, I feel like, to go to the triples first. Making my way back to the right rampart, I see the slight error that I made there. I don't know what I'm looking for. I think fire res probably. Yep, there we go. I have enough fire res to last me for the rest of the run. I should split my string. I really should split my string. Thank you. At 20 obby, I can just leave at this point. Should I throw this pearl? I fire res just in case I don't hit it, but I do end up hitting it. Gas shoots at me. That's fun. Yeah, super open fort. I do actually know where the spawner is too. Like, it's somewhere over here. I remembered it from the video watching it. I'm struggling to type wool into my inventory. I don't remember exactly what the rates I go for here. Obviously, it's not 6 for 6, but I don't think they're that bad, if I remember correctly. I think the Doogile seed was the only seed where I got really bad rates. I empty out my inventory. It takes a light year to do it. Light year's not even... That's not even a unit of time. I'm stupid. I decide to not do that, because that will break the spawner, obviously. I used something... I was like, huh, this looks off. So I dig the blocks above it in order to actually not break the spawner. I put the fire out. Okay, I don't know why I decided to mine the quartz there to put that fire out, but it's okay. I get a 2 spawn. Spawning in blaze spawners is so silly, because it's just like this blaze spawner will spawn 3 when it's fully enclosed, while this blaze spawner will spawn 2 while it's fully open. Like, like it's just fully random. Which, I mean, obviously it's an RNG game, but like, still. I don't know exactly how many rods I have at this point. 5. I pre-craft my anchors. I know I can't make that many. I have the hindsight to see that. Hindsight isn't even the right word. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. The foresight. 4 spawn. Not 4 spawn, 3 spawn. I get caved. Luckily, it's only a, I was about to say luckily it's only a Y59 cave, but then I look at my O value and see that I'm in the wooded Badlands Plateau at 094, which is, I think, ideal. Obviously, Lowkey does not have this. I think I would remember if Lowkey got caved at 094, but it hit the 650 sub 7 world record. Instead of my bow tie, I always take multiple attempts to get a green boat for some reason. I feel like I'm staying completely still, but... And then there are times where I feel like I'm not completely still and I get green boat. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, but it's okay. Get the correct measurement there. I'm always a little scared when, like, it doesn't show the, like, unusually large errors detected. But sometimes when the error is not, like, 0.000 something, like when it's 0.00112 in this instance, for example, like, I get a little scared because I know it's not impossible for me to miss, but... If it doesn't show the unusually large errors detected, like, I just send it. I check the direction I have to go. I decide to do a parkour jump for no reason. Yeah, super open, easy terrain. I think all of the world records, that's something they share in common. Like, you're never gonna dig to second portal chords in a world record. Like, the terrain is always gonna be super easy. Just a little more bridging and I'm right here. I fail the double stack there, but that's okay. I do want to learn how to build core portals quicker, but I also know like it's such a tiny time save, and also like building your portals like a grandma also has its benefits. It means that you're not going to misplace very often. You know what I mean? I see a decent spike down top left and top right. I decided to commit to top left first. I see a library there. I'm like, okay, this is probably not it. I've already guessed, and I think I go top right next. Or no, I go mid right. And then bam, I see it. Tons of explosives. I know I can zero. I know that Lowkey zeroed in his video, and he got a back zero. This isn't as much of a blind reaction as the other ones are, because I watched this one so much more recently. Because the drip world record took so long to break that this one is super recent. Whereas the other ones are a year plus away. I decided to push 90 here instead of 95 just to be safe. I wasn't super confident in my Pearl, but I probably had enough time to push 95. I break that block for visibility. Tons of explosives. I cannot mess this up. I barely get it, actually, even with as many explosives as I had. I realized that I was on 2.5 purling down, so I decided to try to pearl hang. But luckily, the saturation for the salmon healed me fast enough to where I can just live. For a low, not a low, a high 13, sub 14 run. Thank you so much for watching. If you actually made it to the end of this massive behemoth of a video, that's all I have for you today. This was a really fun concept. It honestly made me feel a little better about myself, because sometimes I feel like I'm just such an inconsistent player. But as poorly as I played some of these seeds, I only died on one of them, and it was something that was completely not my fault and out of my control. So I'm at least pretty proud of that. At the same time, though, obviously, it is very humbling to be reminded that, yes, there are levels to this. People can complete the exact same seed that you're playing in half the time. So even though I've been having a lot of fun improving and speedrunning, it shows how far I have left to go. In the future, I might do legendary chokes with the same format, specifically Crooks and Skycrab, which were obviously both legendary runs that had game-breaking pace, like way, way ahead of their time. I feel like that would be fun. We'll have to see. Thank you for watching. Take care.